Hey Jay, what are we reviewing today?
Hey, today we're going to do Dungeon Module S2 White Plume Mountain by Lawrence Schick.
Say that again?
Schick.
Shit.
Schick. Schick.
Can we just pour a beer out here now? It's gonna be tasty.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a Ruleta Rusa. It's an Imperial Ale, an Imperial IPA. It's done by a Brazilian crowd. I got it brought back
An
from
Imperial
Brazil.
an Imperial IPA. Tell me more of this. I've never heard of a IPA.
IPA. IPA.
IPA. No, it's
IPA.
not a IPA.
Or IPA.
No.
Yeah, that's how
It's
it's
an
pronounced
IPA.
over here. The I is an E, just, you know. Anyway, yeah, it's 7.6. I'm gonna have a taste of it now. It smells pretty good.
7.6. I don't know. Can they call it an Imperial at only, what, 7.6?
I think it's just a flavor profile on it, to be honest. It's just kind of has the taste of an Imperial IPA. No, I don't think it's 7.6 you should be allowed to. I think it needs to be up in the 10s.
I'd be sort of going more 9.5s. No, 9.5 up. I'd be going Imperial, alright. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I would be.
What are you
But
drinking?
I'm going to have a lovely single hop IPA, as you'd call it. But I'm still going to call it an IPA.
Yeah.
By 8 degrees. It's a cork brewery.
Cool.
Nice little ambitious one. This one. Not had the single hop. But I really like how they've done, like, the can art is pretty cool. Show you the can
Let's
art.
stick a picture up on anyone watching on YouTube now. You can have a look at it. Yeah, it's kind of like very 80s.
And I really like it. But what I did like about this can was the fact that they actually gave you food pairing suggestions.
Okay, JT, that's, yeah. It's too fancy for beer, I think.
I'm going to be very open with you. Like, it looks like it's going to be like hot dogs, wings, and some sort of pie. In my mind, it's an apple tart. And they all go well with beer.
They do,
Sorry.
yeah. I was just going to ask, was it like a bag of chips and a bar sausage from Joe's, no?
No, not anymore, man. Not anymore. Those days are gone. Don't live in Kilkenny anymore. Shout out to Joe's, you amazing man who fed me as a child. Looked after half the neighbourhood.
Can't beat him. Can't beat him. Right, so we're doing White Plume Mountain, you're saying. Module S2. By Lawrence Schick. Schick. Why do people have names like these?
They're not Irish, obviously.
Alright, so the art for this was done by Dave Sutherland, Earl Otis, and Darlene Picoul. Artwork is pretty cool inside it. There's 2 covers for this, Jay, isn't there?
Yes.
You've got one,
yeah.
I have another one.
I got one. I got the one with the expanded edition. Smells good. This is my second copy that I use for just
drooling
getting
over
my grubby fingers on. And the reason why I keep it as my second copy is the person whom had it before me, and I did buy this off of eBay a few years ago, had the absolute audacity, and I mean audacity, to write on it.
What the fuck?
I know. The only good thing is in pencil, and I won't rub it out. It's just there.
Yeah, no, I think when you do find a bit of sketching on stuff like that, it's nice just to leave it there.
Yeah. Well, I often try to figure out what they were thinking because I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it or not. But you can see that on the map. You see the compass?
Yeah.
He's actually changed the compass around.
Ah, right. Okay, yeah. So he's just, yeah. He's giving it different directions. Yeah.
He's giving it a different direction. So obviously, he was slotting it into a homebrew. And where he had this set up was in a different direction than where the compass was. Which puzzles me. Because it's not something you would have handed the players out back in the day, being honest with you, because you would have had to rip it out of a book. So you would have done a little sketch yourself
and then given it to him, yeah.
And written in the little sketch. And I'm sorry, but I just beg the question, would you ruin my fucking book, child?
You're going to visit him in his nightmares now and haunt him for
yeah.
But this is originally set in Greyhawk. It's set in the Shield. Is it the Shield Lands?
I'm not sure. Greyhawk, I've never
Yeah,
played.
it's the Shield Lands. It's up by there's a great rift up there, up by the Bandit territory, and it's up around that area. It's almost in the center of the map. I was actually thinking when I was saying the Great Rift that maybe, you know, would have been a bit closer to some of the Gauntlet scenarios, but
Yes.
it's a lot of traveling involved. A lot of traveling involved. But this is continues on the S series.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? And from S1 obviously it being S2. And again, standalone modules. And you could put it anywhere, obviously, as your man has. You don't need to play this in Greyhawk.
No, I do like it. I do think it's a nice little plug and play, in fairness to it. And what we did discuss prior to this is it's short enough.
Well, yeah, it's like what, 12 pages, 14 pages?
Yeah, I mean, like it is short enough, but there's quite a bit in there, and I don't mean to be bad with the level suggestions. Um, if I was running as a standalone for the lower end of the level suggestions on this, I probably would knock out one or two items that wouldn't be available to the players. I would substitute one or two items.
Yeah. What levels is it for anyway? It's like...
So actually, in the start of mine, it says notes for the Dungeon Master, and I really like how it's written because it gives you a little bit more information than other ones that you read in the module where they say suggested levels for this module is X, and they leave it at that.
Yeah.
This one fleshes it out a little bit, and it says the module is designed for characters of 5th through to 10th. And the next sentence is a bit of a key sentence for the footing of this scenario. Characters below 5th will have too little experience to be of much use or help to the party, and they are likely to be killed too easily. Conversely, high-level characters have too many abilities and resources to find a proper challenge in this dungeon. So it lays out the reasons why you should cap what you're doing, but it also gives you a good head warning that this is a party-based adventure and not for a single-minded group, you know, where you have loads of individual players.
Yeah, everyone is like, oh yeah, we're in a group, but we're really all in here to do our own little thing, like.
Now, I honestly think that if you are going to do this, you should be having a group that actually plays well together.
Yeah.
Works together and talks together your plans. Now, that does not say that the group does not need, every group needs a greedy thief. And that's just the way it is.
Oh,
Thieves are meant to be greedy.
If there's no greedy thief, you're just not playing properly.
Yeah, when I discuss like a group playing together, it's automatically assumed that you have a greedy thief. It's okay to have them in your team, but everybody else needs to act as a team, especially for this one. It is very group oriented, which I think has a bit of a reflection on some of the other adventures that we have covered in reference to like.
Yeah, well, I think like let's if we compare this to S1, Tomb of Horrors, like White Plume Mountain is a little fun fair of an adventure.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Each room is a new little kind of like magical fucking experience. You know, like walking into Thunderland and fucking jumping on the Ferris wheel. It's a fun house, like, you know.
Yeah.
Where let's say S1 is totally not. It's a death house. You know, it's like Killer Clowns from Outer Space or Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If you were to compare the movies, like horror movies, I think it's either one or the other. You know, well, they're both good movies, like.
So now that you've given that beer a chance to breathe, how does that Imperial IPA taste?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It could be a bit colder. I didn't actually have it in the fridge long enough. But for a warm beer, yeah, it's nice. Although it's a little bit, for me, for an IPA, it's a little bit strong, like. I know it's an Imperial, but I mean, 5% for me is enough, like. It's 7.6.
I would be more akin that to a double IPA, to be honest.
Yeah, same here. Same here. But look, I don't know how I don't know what the state craft breweries are like in Brazil or how they do their beers or anything, but like these guys are pretty good now. I've had a load of these I've had a load of different styles of this company's beer, and they're always good. Like, maybe somebody
this is
just
my
needs to tell them it's not an imperial, or maybe somebody can tell me why it is an imperial at 7.6.
I have to say this one's a little bit. It's 5.7%, but it's a little bit thin on the mouthfeel, and there's so when it comes to like a good single hop beer for me, like you're putting the hop on show.
Yeah, yeah.
And the citra hop, like I don't mean to be bad, citra hops they're just being overused in an awful lot of beers at the moment, and an awful lot of craft breweries are just bringing out citra and mosaic and galaxy and whatever.
Yeah.
As a fundamental hop, it's just been a little bit overused for me at the moment. But with this particular beer, I find that it's just not there as much as I'd like it to be.
Yeah.
Like if you're just going to do a single hop, like an awful lot of single hop beers like smash it, so you're just going to use a single grain and a single hop, so you're just getting pure flavor profile of the hop, and
It's
I'm not
missing a
even
lot
getting
from
it
it,
on the
is it?
nose there. Like,
Ah, right.
yeah, shocking that. Like,
It's like they
and
just
the beer itself is
put it into a
like,
sock and dipped it in hot water.
yeah, you can see the beer itself is very clear. Like, so like obviously they use minimal grains just to bring up the profile a little bit, but it just didn't work on it. It's still very sweet. Like,
yeah, but is this something? If you stuck it in the fucking fridge for a while and it came out nice and chilled, is it gonna be? Is it?
oh, that's chilled.
All right, so it's not even like sit out here on a sunny day and skull a few of these.
No,
Like,
no. If I was going to pick and for the same price, I'd probably go with Graciosa. I honestly would, probably, like every day, all day. That's my benchmark beer now at the moment. So if I'm having something and I'm sort of like, no, it's just no. I probably won't touch this again now. I might give it a shot in maybe another 8 months' time.
Yeah, I mean when it goes on offer.
Just because it can work. Yeah, just because it can work. Like, it looks nice. And then again, like, they do change some of the base malts every now and again just to.
Yeah, I mean the next batch is. They could like change something in the next batch that they bring out.
Yeah.
It's always nice to go back to a beer anyway and just give it a try and just see if it's still the same as you remember it.
Yeah, exactly.
Jay, I got a question on this adventure. Alright, so you're saying it's like from 5th to 10th level. How many players? What's a good player size for this?
So if I was to purely go by what was said in the book, what it says is with a combined total of 40 to 60 levels between them. Okay,
so you're talking about like 10 4th level characters, 10 5th levels.
Yeah, at the very least 4 characters, and at the most 10 characters with a combined level of 40 to 60.
Right.
Now, so I'd be going 40 if you're only having 4 characters, and I'd be looking at the 60 if you're sort of spreading it out between 6 characters. I'd probably knock that down to about 8 levels, and then the more people you have, I would vary it out from there. Like, but I definitely wouldn't drop lower than 5, and I think it's obvious as we go through it why. But yeah, there's a couple of nasties in this.
And a nice mix of characters, I'm presuming, character classes, I'm presuming, like.
Oh yeah, well in my book actually it gives you a little breakdown.
Oh, okay.
That it should be a minimum of like 40% fighters, 30% magic users, 20% clerics, and 10% thieves.
All right, so you're talking 1 thief, 3 fighters, 2 clerics, and a wizard.
4 fighters, 3 magic users, 2 clerics, and a thief.
Yeah. Perfect.
With a group of 5, you're fucked.
Yeah. No thief.
No thief. You're dead.
So, yeah, it's starting off this adventure. Starting it off. So basically, there's a couple of rumors going around, isn't there? That there's like some magic items have been stolen from some rather rich fellows. And you've been hired in, presumably by one of them or all of them, to
Wave,
get
Whelm,
these back.
and Black Razor. I think they were the magic items were stolen, and there was a cryptic note left behind. So
now, a few of these magic items have been ripped off well-known magic items from other fantasy settings. That's well documented. I won't go into them because I have never read any of that. Actually, I have. But yeah, I won't go into them. Yeah. So there's these three magical items. What was it you said? Wave, Whelm, and Black Razor.
Yeah.
Some well-known magical items. Intelligent magical items, as far as I can remember. What was I after mentioning there? The intelligent weapons that have been stolen.
Yes.
And again, the culprit behind this.
I'm going to be very open, which I did read up on him.
Yeah.
And it's like if you're a 5th level character, and I understand this is 2nd edition. I do. I put my hands up. It's 2nd edition. Yeah, I just think like if you were going to run this with 5th level characters and you see the weapons in it, you might get a little bit anxious. But I would suggest reading up on the weapons with their intelligence and their egos and the purposes of them and what happens if you don't fulfill those purposes.
Yeah, because they're going to have
I think
alignment
that's gonna be
changes and all
important.
that sort of stuff. No?
Yeah.
Or alignment
Yeah,
restrictions and all this sort of thing is the usual.
restrictions. Yeah. But I do think like just be mindful of the characters you put into play in the game is what I'd say. Like with that low level and these weapons.
I think if it all goes fucking tits up, it's a bit of fun anyway. Do you know what I mean? It is a one-off, like.
No, because as we previously discussed, we go back to the map, and somebody had doctored the map in my book. Obviously, they were fitting it into their game.
Yeah. So, well, maybe that guy paid attention to what he was doing.
I don't know. I'll let you know when I visit Minnie's dreams and haunt them for writing in my book.
Fucker, what are you doing?
Going to break your eyebrow.
So
getting kicked to the back of the head.
Getting into this adventure, then obviously, like what we were saying is, you know, these 3 magical items were stolen. And then the owners get a nice, wonderful, well-written letter. It's a poem, isn't it? A sort.
Yeah, it is quite an extensive, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraph little thing. I'm not going to read all that out, to be honest with you, but I have to say,
because my reading is fucking terrible.
Yeah, if you do have the book, you do get a lovely script version in it, and it's.
We'll put this up on YouTube anyway. The letter will be up, so you can read it. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see the note is up there.
You can read it to yourself.
Yeah.
Have a little sing-song.
Yeah. I just hand this note around, actually. You don't need to read this out. Like me, look, I'm really fucking terrible at reading stuff out unless I've read it 100 times, like. I would just hand this note out. I won't bother reading it. I'm just like, guys, read this fucking shit yourself. Yeah, so basically it's this wizard. Is this wizard. I was going to call him Craptus. It is Craptus, isn't it? Caraptus. I love these wizards' names, like. We had Miracle in the last one. Paladin in Hell. Carapus. And fuck me, I can't even remember the guy from fucking Tomb of Horrors. Insert name here. Yeah. Insert name here. So basically, yeah, this letter is a little calling, like, come and get your fucking stuff back if you can. Send in whoever. You know, come and test yourself. You're getting none of this back. None of you are good enough. And then basically,
It's an evil throwdown.
It's an evil throwdown, yeah. The bad guy is like, do you think you good guys are good enough to beat me? Come and try it out. And are they? Are you good enough to beat Caraptus?
Man, at 5th level, you're a god. Like, let's be honest with you. You're after surviving giant rats.
If you've got the 10th level, you're fucking... You're a you are a god.
Yeah. Especially with some of the adventures we've covered. If you've survived at least 2 of them, it's like, yeah, okay.
And off you go anyway. Off you go into the wilderness of Greyhawk. to find this mountain. So basically, the poem is a bit of a clue of where the mountain is and, you know, how to get there.
Yeah.
Now, starting this adventure off, getting into it, getting yourself down into this place, beginning the whole trudging this through this dungeon.
I think like locating where it actually is, like once you know, you figured out where it actually is, and it is a White Plume Mountain, to fucking traverse over there. To be honest with you, like, you know, I mean,
yeah, well, it depends on what part
it's
of
quite
Greyhawk
large,
you're in. Like, yeah,
and
Greyhawk's
ominous,
pretty big.
and sticks out in the middle of everything.
Yeah,
true.
Now, speaking of that, like, I love the idea of this adventure being a fucking a funhouse adventure, like, you know, like when I read this first, it kind of reminded me of like an episode of Batman, the animated series, where he's going into the funhouse to to get the Joker. I was like, yeah. And every time I even hear the name, it just gives me those images, you know, of Batman going in to punch the fucking shit out of Joker, or Robin getting his face bashed in. Basically, you could put this thing
So,
anywhere.
like, in your mind, like when they came up to White Plume Mountain, like Robin stood at the end of it and just went, "Holy metal mountain, Batman!"
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Then climbed into a hole and never came back.
Never came back. Destroyed.
All right, let's start off with the first little thing that you encounter. Anyways, you're coming into this place. A miserable looking gyrosphinx sitting there in dirty water. After you're coming down this spiral staircase into this place, it's a little bit flooded. You make your way down the corridor and there's a gyrosphinx sitting there, all depressed looking. Trapped behind a wall of force, and it asks you a riddle. Kind of nice and handy one, but it sets the tone, I think, for the rest of the adventure. You kind of like,
handy.
Yeah, you got that straight away. Now, come on.
There's a reason I play Thomb Fighters.
No, I think the riddle is so basic. It's like, you know, these riddle. You know, there's a certain set of riddles.
Basic when I can't fucking get it. Like, that just makes me feel fucking worse. You take.
No. Like, there's a bunch of riddles that all have the same answers, like time, shadow, the sun. You know, there's these typical riddle answers, and I'm not going to ruin it for the people who actually are ruining it for themselves by listening to us talking bullshit about it. But it sets the tone, I think, for the whole kind of way going into it. If you don't answer that riddle correctly, this gyrosphinx is having a go at you.
It sets the tone by knowing that if I'm in your group and I'm playing a fighter, we're going to die if it's reliant on me to fucking figure this shit out. It's like,
Yeah, but you know, you answer the question, you're like, oh, okay, alright, couple of riddles there, grand. So yeah,
an echo of a fucking magic user with an intelligence. Why'd you play a magic user if you're taking shit over yourself?
But you know, like, the stereotypical shit that happens here is the dumb fighter gets the fucking riddle right, and the intelligent wizard ends up getting eaten by a fucking sphinx. That's exactly what I could see happening here now.
Oh man, I sat there and I did read it, and without looking at the answer, I was like, no. I'd like to take a 50-50 on this, please, or phone a friend.
Can I, use Magic Mount, call my brother in another country? Maybe he knows.
I'm taking out my sanding stone and giving it a shake.
So once you get yourself back this, or once you get yourself past this guy, you've got like a bit of a choice, don't you? You've got 3 corridors you can make your way down. And every good D&D adventurer should always go left.
Sure, why not? We've discussed this multiple times.
Yeah.
We have discussed this in Effort and Force.
This is... Let's hit in a few of these. Let's not go the whole way down these corridors, because the further we get down these corridors, the more we get. You can see, I mean, it's split up into 3. There's 3 magical items for you to go get. You head down the corridor, you get a magic light. I just figured
Spoiler.
it out now.
You just ruined it on everybody else, Ian. Well done.
Oh, sorry, guys.
My goodness.
I'm gonna hold my head in shame.
First, you see, this is what happens. He figures out one riddle and he just ruins everything for everybody else.
Do you know, like, things only tie together and make sense when I say them out loud? I mean, I was just kind of copping on what's actually happening here. I never even realized this. Oh, I go down a corridor, there's a magic... Yeah, maybe because I didn't... Yeah, I just didn't say it out loud. Okay, so some of the coolest things, okay, down the left-hand side, okay? We've got a corridor full of iron... Is it iron or copper or brass discs? That run the length of the corridor. I totally forgot about this now till just looking at it. Oh my god! Me and a few guys we played this years ago, and I can just remember being burnt alive going down this thing. These things are like big induction coils, you know. And the further you make your way down this corridor, they start to heat up and they start to do damage, which is pretty cool idea. Like, you can't pull them off the wall, you can't bust them up. You just gotta go for it, pretty much. This is stopping you from getting down here. This is stopping your fighter from getting down here with his armor. You know, this is stopping people with... Basically, the only people who are getting through this is a druid and a cleric who isn't allowed to wear armor. Maybe your thief is going to get down here if he's only wearing leather armor, like. But it's going to stop all your fires, like. It's going to cause hassle for your fires.
Yeah, big time.
But with a bit of thinking, you can get past it. It's not too bad, like.
I've just popped my second beer.
Oh, lovely.
And it's a Cosmic Little Thing IPA. Hazy double IPA. It's not an Imperial IPA like in being more fancy. It's a double IPA at 8%. Who's fancier now? So it's Sierra Nevada. I don't think I need to mention anything about that. Glory, to be honest with you. But this is one of their big cans. Like, you don't get these big. So this is...
It's a whopping size can, Jay. That kind of do damage, yeah, especially at 8%.
That's a normal can.
Yeah. Oh, this is I see these larger cans are coming out now. Yeah, it's like a good can of fucking energy drink. How much is that for?
It would be. Yeah. It would be.
How much is that?
So,
what's that?
So this one's for the normal like 5.7. So it's you see it's all done by the ABV in Ireland now, which sucks. So the small can of 5.7 that cost me like $3.60, which wasn't too bad.
That's all right, actually.
Yeah. That was one of the cheapest cans I bought, and this one cost me $6.20. But it's a proper fucking pint can. It's not like you're going to get 2 inches of head. You know, it's a proper fucking pint can.
I just set it for the head, to be quite honest. All right, let's chug along here. As Thomas would say. Chug.
Just on the left-hand side, it's so on the left-hand side is probably a room of contention for me with this scenario. So let's just say that you went along and you played your 5th level characters.
Yeah.
My bone of contention with this entire thing is, and this is my only little, I'm going to be really, really shitty about it, is if you hit 24, there's 8 fighters, they all have lovely stats, and you have Sir Bluetooth himself, in there. Now, Sir Bluetooth himself is a 10th level fighter.
Which room are you on about now? Oh, you're on about room
24.
Room 24. Ah, yeah. So getting into this room, you got to take the magical river.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this room. This room is great. I think I got better bits in this room.
And there's a fucking reason why.
Yeah.
So being a 10 level fighter, they have decided to give him like a shield +1 and play +2, give him an AC and -1, and if you're a 5th level character, you better hope all your fighters are still in play and all your magic users still have magic when you get to this point, or you are boned. The one thing I did notice is the fact that he doesn't have a magical weapon.
And I think he shouldn't.
And that was your point. And there's a very good reason for that.
I think this whole can I just say I just interrupt you for a second? Going into this room is a magical journey. Getting into this room is a fucking nightmare. Being in this room is a fucking nightmare.
But like,
so you start off in room 23 with a lovely floating river. It looks like a little love boat ride. Off you go on your lovely, lovely boat trip to Battertown.
it's like shocking that as I said, it's the only room I'd start to sit here and go with this entire adventure.
I think it's like a flip in the coin, you know, like here you have your lovely river ride, you have your nasty waterfall at the end of it, you know. Like there's a little bit. Okay, so in this room 25, like it gives you a bit of history about this guy. Like this guy is an escaped convict. He was put in prison for like basically killing people on a river, and he's living it out now in a dungeon. You know, he's reliving his past crimes.
Yeah,
murdering people.
Like I would like, even without a magical weapon, and bear in mind if you're on the low end scale of 5th level, he's still getting a +2 to hit and a +4 to damage.
Yeah.
Like I would really, if you're playing a 5th level group in this is probably the one encounter I would tweak. I'd probably drop off. I would.
Look, to be honest, maybe I take it because he's a bunch of guys with him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could drop maybe 2 levels off him, you know, or maybe take a guy or 2 out, like. But I think, like, you need those other guys in there to as it says, like, you know, there's a bunch of guys there with nets, so they're going to scoop you out the river with their nets, and then they're going to bait you while you're on the fucking ground, like. If you have a big group, if you've got a group of 6 guys, you know, the first couple of guys are going to get caught, and then the next couple of guys are going to be able to get out, like. But yeah, look, if you have a small group of 4 guys.
Yeah,
I think that's where
I would literally, I would plan this room. It's the only room in it I would plan a little bit differently and maybe adjust it a good bit.
Yeah, I suppose adjust it for how many guys you've got going in, like. But yeah. I mean, if you're just turning up at a convention to play this, you're not going to know how many guys are going to be there, or maybe well, I suppose you would, wouldn't you? I've only ever been to one convention to play Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, I think maybe be a bit prepared for the people who are going to come.
A new college. But the one thing I probably would tweak is the AC of this guy to make it a little bit better on the lower level guys, especially if you're doing 5th level characters, because that AC is going to be tough to hit.
What are you saying? It's -2 or something, is it?
-1.
-1. Yeah, 5th level. Yeah, fuck.
5th level. You know. I mean, it's okay if you had the 4 fighters, magic users still had their spells, clerics were still okay. Yeah, maybe. But it's going to be down to the sort of DM you're going to be. Like, if it's a one shot, fuck it, keep it the way it is. Like, but if it's in your group and you don't want party members to just like get mashed, I'd definitely be nicer to them.
Mash.
Especially, I'm nicer than Ian as a DM. You know, I'd probably lower the fighters down from 8 to maybe 5 or 6. Is what I would do there, because it is an ambush.
Yeah.
I totally get it's an ambush, but just because it's an ambush doesn't mean it's you're all dead. Ha 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 ha. Because a 10 level fighter with an AC of -1, +2 to hit, +4 to damage, 5th level characters. Yeah.
Yeah, and what are the bunch of what's the level of the other guys there with him?
Just gives them like the henchmen or 4th level fighters, AC 4.
Yeah,
like they're okay.
Okay.
It's just a number. There's 8 of them. You know, and even if you had 4 fighters in a group, it's going to be tough. You know, because you're going to have maybe 2 fighters swapping straight onto the heavy guy, the main guy itself, with an AC of -1, 2 taking care of the other 8. Then your clerics are probably going to be like Fortnite fighters, and then you're going to be dependent on your wizards to put down damage on that. Like,
yeah, I don't think I don't think your wizards are going
You
to
know,
get a chance with the amount of people that are
you know,
they're up against.
like no, but once again, at 5th level, your spell list is not that great. So I would tweak it a bit.
Yeah,
That's the only
true,
room
true.
I would sort of like maybe minimize a little bit. Everything else, if the party works well together, you'd probably overcome. You might lose a character by now, but in this room, I think it's just a death trap. This
Yeah,
is where you're going to lose. You're going to lose more than one person. That's just my
yeah,
opinion on it.
yeah. I think you would. I think you would lose a person, right? A 4th level fighters and 10th level fighter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not getting the upper hand unless you outnumber them, really. Your wizard's going to get mashed to bits. I mean, fighters are
You know,
going to go. They're going to, yeah.
and bear in mind, like you are 5th level.
Yeah. True. True. Not the best, not the nicest of rooms to go into. No, yeah,
At
I
4th
would have a
level,
look at. I'd have a look at the
even a
numbers.
5th level wizard.
The numbers of guys that are there, definitely. But moving on after that, then is it's the reverse ziggurat. The reverse ziggurat. I remember being in this room looking at it and the DM having trouble trying to explain what the hell it was with its inverted tiers with the walls of force holding in water and creatures. Pretty good, but I think it's this is just like it's either fight your way down per level or just jump down into the middle, fight the guys down in there. Bust open a few of these magical walls.
Yeah.
You know, flood the place. That's if your guys are high enough level to have the spells to do it, like. Yeah, not kind of really much in that. Yeah, so the objective of this room is basically just to get to the end, basically. Kind of fight your way through a couple of things. So what you got like some giant crawfish in there, some giant scorpions, some sea lions, and some manticores with their wings clipped. I mean, like, you could just bust the first yoke and just drown everything. Just drown them all. And then jump down there and kill what's left. Few ways of doing it, I suppose. It'll take a bit of time. I mean, if you're into clubbing sea lions, you know, go for it. Back to room 10. So room 10 is basically a nice big square room.
So, oh yeah.
There's not much in room 10, actually. You have an encounter in here. Not really much to it. It's a kelpie. It's a kelpie comes up.
You're a 5th level character. There's nice armor in her.
Alright, let's go back to the main hallway, or the main crossroads section, and we can go north, and we'll go investigate and see what's kind of up that way. Jay, what's up along this area now? There's a good few rooms, but what kind of stands out to yourself heading up this way?
So up this way, I think probably 14. Going up to... when I'm looking at the map, I'm not sure what way your map is laid out.
Oh, mine is split. I'm on PDF here.
Oh, okay. So when I look at room 14, it gets a little bit awkward from the book, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, room 14 just goes basically straight up in. So room 14 is like the set of like airlocks.
Yeah.
Which I found pretty cool. I remember going through these and having to close the doors and not let all the steam out.
Yeah, so that's what I get to see on my map is there's like 3 doors.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you go up into, I'm not sure what your map shows, but it doesn't really show. 15 is like a...
Yeah, well, okay, so 15 is basically
a little walk around of a sunken ledge.
So what you're kind of looking at is, as you go through the airlocks, you emerge into like this kind of like membrane tunnel, kind of, you know, this wall of force that undulates, and it's basically this load of hot water, boiling water on the outside of it, and it looks like you're in this kind of like giant plastic bag of sorts as you progress on forward into this kind of oval shaped room. And what's in this room then is a humongous fucking crab. And I'm going to say a giant crab. It's huge. Huge.
I think calling it a giant crab is quite appropriate. It's like the picture I look at in the book is absolutely
He's
humongous.
massive.
Yeah, massive. Like he is humongous.
Yeah.
And very daunting, regardless of level, when you're looking at him. To be honest with you, but like his stats are actually pretty okay. He's not too bad.
He's got what? AC 0, 15 hit dice,
Yeah,
60
so
hit
it's like
points, 2
60 hit
attacks,
points, 2 attacks, and I mean,
3d6.
I don't mean to be bad. You know, for a creature that big, 2 attacks, yeah, I'm okay with that. I really am.
Yeah?
Yeah, even at 3d6,
A 15
get
hit
your fighters
dice.
up front.
So its taco
Yeah.
is... What's a taco on that? 3. No, that's a lie. Taco on a 15 hit dice. It's 5.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, everyone's a good chance of getting snipped in half.
But no, it's only 3d6 damage. And if you're like a 5th level fighter, and I keep referring to the lower base characters for perspective.
Yeah, true,
Like,
true. Yeah, you should. Yeah.
you know, I mean, you're going to have a minimum of 30 hit points. Like, you know,
Yeah.
minimum. That's without con. So we say you roll shitty d10s, you get 30 hit points.
And whatever your con is. Yeah.
3d6, half your hit points if he rolls max.
Yeah.
That's 2 rounds. You know, you have 3 other fighters, 2 wizards, and minimum of 2 clerics. Yeah. If the party plays well, yeah. It's. I'm not saying it's an easy encounter, but it's not the worst fucking encounter in the game.
Oh no,
like,
it's not to play the guys up in the other room, like.
Yeah, I mean, like you can focus, like the group can focus on this one.
Yeah,
and I mean,
true.
even if your thief is going to go missile, clerics, you're.
But the thing again, the other
have
thing
at least one cleric going in.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. Fire away. I shouldn't be interrupting you there.
So, like, you have your thief going missile, one cleric going in hand to hand, one going missile, then in the background just to heal up anybody who drops. You're going to have 4 fighters running in on them, and that's going to leave your spellcasters sitting in the background, either lobbing magic missiles or missile weapons at them.
Yeah.
So you're going to have 3 missiles, 4 missile weapons. You're going to have minimum of 5 characters in his face. If you're using the base level of 5th level characters and the percentage they gave you at the start of the book. Man, I fancy me chances against that.
Well, the other thing now you have to watch out for is just the environmental hazards of cutting that plastic bag open. You know, any missed arrows on an AC 0 are going to start putting holes in it. Which I can remember actually happening. So there's a nice description in this of, like, you know, there's a chest in behind that crab, and one of the items is inside it. But it also has a power of cube of force, I think it is, or cube of force like power. So I remember what happened actually is kind of what's described in this. Our DM was laughing at us. One of our I think he was a cleric actually, cut a hole in the side of the plastic bag, pressure cooker, and someone else then up top, you know, had been up where the chest was and had managed to get this magical item out of it, wave, and then kind of the whole thing collapsed. People were running out the fire door trying to get out of here, and then the guy who ended up getting the trident wave out of it used the power basically, and then we had to wait for God knows how long for him to come back as he got shot out at the top of the volcano. Which was kind of cool. You know, but you're just sitting around waiting on him to come back. It's like, how long is he going to be? I'd like to say I remember it was one of my characters in amongst this group, but that wouldn't be a lie. I can't even remember whose actually characters were doing what, to be honest. So long ago. But it was cool, it was funny. I was even just reading this now and reading that and just going, oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, we did that. That happened to us. Like that, and that is, like, if you're going there with 6 guys, you know, and you're surrounding this thing. It's big enough that you're you know, you're going to be close to that plastic bag wall, you know. Fireball, lightning bolt going off in this place, pff, fucked, you know. You're going to melt the whole thing, you're going to burn everyone, everyone's going to get boiled alive. But yeah, it's a particularly, it's an easy encounter, but then there's things that could make it go terribly wrong pretty quickly, like.
True.
Yeah, like you don't need to balance this at all. There's no balancing, I suppose. So if you've survived this room anyway, you've headed out of the place and you've gone back to the main intersection and you've gone right. Let's have a look along that corridor. What have we got there? Room 5 and room 7 are pretty good. Making your way down along this side, aren't
they? Yeah, 5. In one moment. 5 is nasty.
5 is nasty, yeah. 5 is nasty, and like, you know, if you've managed to survive the guys down the far end, you've managed to survive the crab. Let's say you went the way that we suggested, and then you've coming up into this room, and then you've got someone who doesn't know how numbers work. Me.
Me, dumb fighter. Yeah. So we go back to the first conversation about the riddle. I'll be dead in this room.
Yeah, so going into this room, it's full of flesh. There's like 5 flesh golems in here, and then you're asked like a nice little riddle here by these flesh golems, and you've got to answer the question. I'm not going to help you out here, guys. Give you the proper answer. If you don't, obviously these golems are going to do some stuff to you. Pretty nasty stuff.
Pretty bad stuff.
Yeah, pretty bad stuff. You don't, yeah. Something you're not going to write
home
to.
The only thing, like, well, in fairness, like, I understand there's a few, but the stats, I mean, man, you like...
Oh, they're flesh golems, like.
You know, yeah, like, you know, they're manageable. They're really manageable, like, you know.
Well, yeah, they can only be hit with magical weapons, you know? So you want to...
Yeah.
Like, you know...
Well, I think even at 5th level, I think everybody should be walking around with at least a +1 something.
Oh yeah, you're gonna
But you know, I mean, like, but it's a case of like you're fine, like they're mushy enough, and then all of a sudden something hits you, and you realize, yeah, this isn't as soft as I thought it was. You know, like you're rolling 2d8s on that damage, like, so it's a case of like,
yeah, 5 of them crammed into a room. Bunch like that. Yeah, it's manageable. It's manageable. But if you give the right answer, at least you get 1. You know.
Yeah.
You get a new companion in the group, and you could give that to someone whose character died. Or maybe it could be a dead character. I would imagine that these flesh golems are made from people who've died down here.
That'd be actually.
If you were to come back,
pretty good, actually.
yeah. If you were like to come back and find a bunch of your dead characters sewn together down in this room.
Yeah. So you imagine if you played this, right, and the entire group got party wiped. And then you decided to play it again with the same group but with different characters.
Yeah.
And they came back and there's the role characters as flesh golems.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. Oh man, I would definitely do something like that, like.
Yeah. Oh, 100%, like. You come into this room and you see 6 of your cousins sewn together.
Your brother from the village that you have sworn to avenge who died in this area. Yeah, you're just like, dick.
Yeah, you could really torment people with this. Alright, so if you manage to get yourself out of that, there's a nice turn wheel up above. If anyone has ever jumped a gate at a metro station.
I'm 5'6" and freaking 120 kilos. I'm not jumping anything.
Just running right through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the usual Ben Barsliff skate sort of role for this. But one of my favorite rooms, another one of my favorite rooms in any dungeon. I'm gonna open a beer here, Jay.
Yeah.
It's Roulette Russa.
I have about 15 minutes.
APA. Yeah, no butters.
An
All right.
APA.
It's an APA. Yeah, American Pale Ale. It's what have we got? It's 5%. It's by the same guys, Roulette de Rusa. It's got a nice little pirate, two little pirates cheersing each other. Let's just open this up now and have a quick taste. JT, if you want to start describing this room. Oh, I start orgasming into the microphone.
Well, you were on about room 6.
Oh no, room 7. Yeah, we broke through that. We busted that. Turn and bars, lift the gates. Room 7 it's pretty good. Room 7 is a nice room. I like the idea of it. It's like American Gladiator. Only,
so like I did look at this one. I really did, and I was sort of sitting there going, "Ooh, yet another room my fighter would die in." So I think this room like is going to require a bit of patience, where people are just going to stand back and watch for a bit.
I think so. Yeah.
And it's all about timing.
I don't see clerics getting across this. I see fighters having a bit of a hard time getting across it. A wizard and maybe a high dex thief are going to get past this. You know, you want to hope you have some levitation spells and some fly spells going on here. So what this room is,
it's going to be level dependent. Like it really is. So like once again, if you go back to a base level, you're sort of going to struggle hard on this one. Unless you actually work together. Now, in the picture I have, there's actually a pretty cool picture of a dude with a rope tied around him, just in case he does fall off.
Yeah, so I should describe this room. So basically, hanging from the ceiling is a pathway of chains and, I'm going to say, turned upside down shields or tables or the like. Below that, the floor of the cave is made of bubbling muck. And there's steam geysers that shoot up. There's 2 steam geysers coming out through the floor. One goes off every 5 minutes and another one goes off every 3 minutes. And basically, the closer you are to these geysers as they go off, the more damage you take. So yeah, you gotta do, as you're saying, you gotta do a bit of timing kind of crossing these shields. Now, looking at that, that's extremely fucking hard, like.
Man, it's like you're looking at your dex check, your jump check. That's fucking going to be hard.
Yeah, you
and I would probably do like a strength check as well, like because like you're jumping onto it and you're grabbing onto it and then you're swinging yourself over. Like, I mean,
do they give any rules on it? Do they give any rules from getting?
They do, yeah. They say like characters with 18 strength or better have a 65% chance of holding onto the disc.
Okay. Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
After erupting of the geyser. For each point less than 18, there's a 10% less chance of hanging onto the disc.
Oh, so that's if it goes off. So basically, they're just giving you some rules here for if the geyser goes off and you're above it or you're close by it, you might, you have a percentage chance. But there's no kind of rules to say, oh, this is what you need to do to swing across and get onto the next one.
Yeah.
So it's basically up to the DM or up to your...
Yeah.
Yeah, which is nice. I like that. I hate when they do this in the 5th edition. It's like, the DC... they give you the DC.
Yeah. Like for me, I definitely look for, like, if somebody wanted to jump on something, I'd definitely look for a dex check and then a strength check. And I go that way about it, like.
Yeah, I might even do something like a strength roll or a strength or dex roll and maybe a tackle to grab.
Oh yeah.
The chain. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So like you're jumping out and grabbing hold of it. Like, you need a strength roll to hold on to it. I wouldn't make too many rolls for each thing though.
No, I wouldn't. I'd probably just do, like, maybe for me, I'd probably just do one roll per item, like.
Yeah.
And I'd like, if I was going to do the tackle, I'd give the chain something really, really simple, like stupidly simple, like maybe AC 9 or AC 8.
Yeah.
Just to have that little bit of suspense for like a wizard.
And I'd also have to sneakily have a look at how much fucking weight someone was carrying as well.
Oh yeah.
Just to be like, sorry, buddy, you might have grabbed hold of it, but your backpack.
Yeah, no, I would definitely have a look. I just look for the person who's carrying the water wheel or the water clock on their back, like.
Yeah.
I mean? I would definitely look for that, like.
Oh, I just thought I'd tell the time with me Swiss water clock here.
I would definitely look for shit like that. To be honest.
But anyway, whatever way your characters make your way across this, once you hit the far side of it, you still have to get fucking back.
Yeah.
You know, you have to do it all again to get back. Like the whole thing needs to be done again to get back.
But you see, the only thing is, if you made it across, right, the next time round, I would probably give him a couple of pluses. Because you've done the worst part. You got there, you've been to the far side, you've done what you need to do, you're coming back. I'd give him a little bit more, of an advantage than what they had when they're coming across. Because the last thing I want to do is kill a character that's just traversed all that, been through what's on the other side, and came back and then died. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I would be raging with myself if that happened to me. Like I'd be like, fuck you. Fuck that shit. Like I'm fucking done for the night. I'm gonna go home.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit
I'm
here and
gonna grab
die.
my pillow and scream your
Cry.
name and it, like, yeah. I wouldn't be happy with that. So I probably would give him maybe I'm not saying give him a plus freaking 3 or a plus 4 to the throw or anything like that, but I'd be definitely looking at a plus 1 or a plus 2, like, to a strength check or a dex check. I'd give him the benefit of the doubt on it, like make it easier coming back because you've been there before and you're going to use the same plan you're familiar with, like.
Yeah, and it's always a thing when you have to do the same thing again. It's like, oh fuck, do I really have to do this?
Yeah.
Is this not boring?
Yeah.
I've just
No,
done this. I don't want to do it again. I'm bored as fuck doing the same thing twice. Yeah, no, I don't know what, to be honest, handle it coming back. It would depend on, like, if we were running short in time, I'd be just like, you get back. Which is probably not the proper thing to do, but yeah. Maybe just as you're saying, give him a couple of pluses on it.
No, I wouldn't say you get back because there is a lot to cover on it, like in fairness to him. And it is an important room. So I would like give him like I definitely would give him a couple of pluses.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just
plus, and as well, as you said, like, they're a little bit more prepared. They've done this already, like,
yeah.
Second time doing something is always a little easier, like, unless that something is getting hit by a car. It's never easy the second time.
What? It's totally easier. I could totally get hit.
Yeah, you build
Easier
up a
by a car the second time. I know exactly what I'm doing. Fuck
building
that
up a
shit.
tolerance.
Oh no, it's still gonna hurt. It's just I know what I'm doing. Like,
know how to roll off it. Yeah, so if you've gone across that room, you've got whatever is on the end of it. We'll leave that for another day. I think we're finishing up here now, Jay, because it's getting late for the two of us.
yeah, I think the only room we really need to cover is the final room. Is probably it.
The final room?
The last room. Room 27. Because, like, if you've gone down that far on that point, you've already gotten the third weapon. And then...
Yeah, room 27 has the last...
The last big bad guy. The last weapon.
Yeah, well, you would have went into room 27 after the upside down pyramid.
Upside
Yeah, it would have been
down
down on that one.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. Room 27 wasn't really. It was good in what the weapon offered. So the weapon he stole offered, but other than that, it's just a stand and fight situation for me. Like, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think it's a stand and fight situation to get all of the weapons. Like, I mean, I know we haven't done room 8 there, which is another weapon. Like, we leave that for a surprise. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I think this one is a little bit more on it because it's an actual. It's like you can do a bit of chatting and a bit of bargaining beforehand, but it's not really going to work. This guy's just tired in here. He's not what he seems to be.
No, he's not.
But yeah, obviously you're going to triumph because your group is the best. You've gone through all this hardship and
Well,
just become a better group.
I think if you made it this far and you're actually still a group and not a partial group, yeah.
Yeah.
And you have the two other weapons and they're in the possession of somebody that can actually align with them, then yeah. this is going to be a lot easier on you, like, you know.
Yeah, well, I think
And
as you go into encounters with those with the weapons, you know, even if you only have one, your advantage,
yeah,
you know.
oh, massively,
Yeah.
massively. Like, once again, I go back. So some of the items I found in this adventure, like some of the magical items, especially if you're running 5th level characters, like,
Yeah.
like I don't mean to be bad. Ring of Protection +3.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
5th level.
A 5th level, yeah. But I
You
mean,
know,
if you're going in there with a
chainmail
7th or 8th
+3.
level, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, I like if you played this right and you have a fighter and you've tanked them up, my God, you know, you're going in against a creature that's very, very manageable and easy to deal with. Like, and I don't mean to be an asshole for saying it, but I'm going to say it anyway. In comparison to Room 24, your last fight is a bit underwhelming if you've done everything right and the group is a smart group and
Yeah.
the tank up their fighters and give them the weapons and the weapons are aligned. This is going to be so fucking easy
Yeah.
and really pointless to me, to be honest with you. So yeah, it is what it is on the last room and the last fight, regardless of special abilities and things like that. The pluses you're going to have going in here on your AC and to hit is massive. You
Yeah,
know,
well, they're needed in
it's,
some of the cases. Like, I mean,
well, yes, but like for me, if you've survived room 24 and you come into room 27,
yeah.
room 27 is a walk, an
Yeah, and
absolute
if you've
walk.
come down this way before getting any of the other items,
Oh, you're dead.
yeah, yeah, you know what I mean, like. So, as they
You're
say,
dead
guys, always take the left passage.
and die.
Always go left.
Never go left. Fuck off. Never go left in an adventure. Never.
Always. It's where the most fun is.
No, it's where the most debt is. This has been proven numerous times in these adventures. Left is debt.
I wonder if anyone has a spreadsheet. If anyone has a spreadsheet of adventures in Turn and Left, please, like, send me on a link. Please send me on a link. I
There's no
want
need.
this.
There's absolutely no need, Ian. I'm going to give you the percentage now. It's like 100%.
100%. Yeah.
100%. You dead. You go left, you
You
dead.
dead. You fucked up. You ain't a real adventurer.
Yeah. No, you're not even going to get it reincarnate. You dead.
Yeah.
You turn left, you're dead.
All right. Well, we're going to turn left now as we kill this episode.
Aww.
Ah, yeah. It's time for bed, Jay. It's like it's 11 minutes past 10. I'm old. I need to put the hot water bottle on, you know?
Yeah, buddy, I understand. I understand.
Guys, thanks for joining us. Sorry it took so long to get another episode out, but my computer had a meltdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had an STD.
It took complete, utter, like,
A system transmitted disease.
burned its insides out. I had to get a new processor and new RAM. Hopefully there's nothing else done with it. And it took a month to fix it and fucking figure out what was going on with it. Guys, if you want to support the show, just leave us a like and subscribe. You can head over to our coffee shop and get some free maps. I've turned everything into free because I'm like, just why not? I got some maps of this place up. So you can go and enjoy those. Leave us a comment on that as well if you're looking for any other maps. I'm usually just sitting here doing up 1 or 2 a week. You can pop over on to Twitter. What else we on, Jay? TikTok, YouTube. You can find us on small little cards in your local phone box if you want either. Contact us whatever way
I
you
thought
want.
you said that was for private information, bitch.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I shouldn't be giving it out, should I?
No. Damn it.
Guys, thanks for joining us. Have a good night. And join us for the next one where we are going to cover S3. The Temple of Shnock-Tokanok.
Shock-tokanok.
Shnock-a-lock. Another word we can't fucking pronounce.
Shnock-a-tokanok. You know, man.
The caves
We're just gonna fire Schnack-da-bon. That's it from now. Like, we're just gonna pronounce everything in Irish as close as we can.
It's an inside joke, guys, only for you Irish people out there. Yeah, go watch an episode of Booley, guys.